Okay, here to do the unboxing of the GEODNET miner and also the upgrade from dual band to triple band. I've got the box here, obviously. I've got all the tools that are recommended for doing this, which is a Phillips head, a set of pliers, paper clip, scissors. If you want to get super fancy and go really high end, you can take the little SIM card guy that you get with whatever your phone and use that instead of a paper clip. But that's pretty much all you need as far as tools. And then the dual band that I got came with a triple band upgrade, which is this guy right here. So we'll go through the whole thing and see how well the directions work. The directions that I'm working on are the V1.2. All right, let's get started. Okay, step one, pretty straightforward. Open the box, chuck the stuff that's in there. This is the actual miner. This guy is just the antenna, and start taking out the screws from the faceplate of the device. All right, so here's the device out of the box. I already took one of the screws out. One of the things that we're gonna be changing some of those labels, but for right now, we're gonna open up this box. Nothing fancy here. I'm gonna skip to the next part. All right, got all the screws out. The faceplate is off. Got my handy dandy little 3D printed thing here for holding all screws. All screws are right there, and then this guy just looks like slides right out. So that is what is on the inside of the thing. If you want a close-up, we'll see if we can get this thing to focus on that. So that is one side, and that is the other. Not the most exciting thing you've ever seen, but it's some pretty rad and fancy stuff there. Okay, so back down here, it says carefully pull out the electronics board. I did it, place it next to the housing. Pretty sure I'm that far. Next step is to open the plastic bag and place the individual contents as shown in the picture, ready for the next step. I don't know how careful you have to be with these. I'm not the most careful of dudes, but that's gonna have to do it. All right, step 5 is to remove the resin in the screw holes, which is the resin in here and here. Let me see if I can give you a close-up of that. Yeah, you can't actually see it, but it's on this screw hole and whoop, that one right there. Maybe I do a better job of showing you that guy and that guy. There's got a bunch of resin in them, and you got to pick it out with the paper clip. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I'll give it a little bit of a shot here. I am already done with that. Oh, looks like it's just a little sticker. Pretty easy to pull off. In fact, I've got my handy dandy Uncle Bill sliver gripper right here, and that should get that guy right off. Yep, that's all it is. Nothing's actually in there. Pretty simple. I'll get the other one. All right, next step is take the antenna cable and place it on the connector on the motherboard, which I'm thinking is this guy right there. It says it's a really tricky job and to use needle nose pliers, but I'm going to go full savage on this one and just use my grubby little dick beaters in this thing. I don't think you can say that anymore, but that's what I'm going to do. Maybe needle nose pliers would be better. No, this thing will pop right on here. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Or maybe not. Maybe I will use pliers. All right, I got it on. Not a big deal. It's right there, and it is attached up there. So that is step 6 complete. It says check if the cable is locked in place. Seems reasonably well locked to me. And step 7 is installation of the triple band PCIe card on the motherboard. Carefully slide the mini PCIe into the slot with the contacts and the chip facing upwards as shown in the picture. There's the picture. Card facing upwards, slide in the slot. God, there's only one way it can go. And then it probably just pops onto these guys and slides in. Whoop, here, there's all kinds of stuff up front. And I'm sure that my electronics friends will tell me there's all kinds of stuff that I'm not doing right, but I'm going to give it a shove and see what happens. There we go. Just needed that angle. I know some of you are going to yell at me about that. And now that thing is on there. This is the extra board right there. And I'm assuming what's going to happen is we're going to, hang on a second. We're going to take that antenna cable that is here and put it into that thing right there. That's my guess. All right. Well, before we do that, we're going to screw these guys on with the plastic screws that came with it. So, very fancy. You don't often get to see YouTubers screwing plastic screws into a board. I know this may be the first time you've ever seen this in your life, and it is riveting, but I'll leave at least one on there for you. All right, that's on there. So I got this screwed here, and as I suspected, when you get to step 8, install the cable right here. It does say in step 7 that these plastic nuts that were supplied are not needed, so we're just gonna move those right off, and I'll get to the cable. I won't bore you with the fiddling of it, getting it on there exactly, because you've seen me struggle with that before. But you can assume that the connection will be pretty darn similar. All right. Okay, got that to work. Let's see. Let me show you what it looks like there. It's on. You can see the cable connecting the motherboard to, I guess, the daughter board is there and working. So that seems okay. Now you can carefully push the motherboard back into the housing. So that's going to look like this. Pretty careful. And it's just, man, I wonder if there's more than one way for it to line up. Probably want to get all the little fiddly bits in here to line up, all the lights and everything. But that should just take a little bit of the old jiggle wiggle, and we'll be there. All right, got this guy on there. I'm going to just screw the rest of these guys in, but it's on there nice and flush. Yeah, pretty simple little process. Cool, that's sorted. All of the screws back in, and the last thing to do is we're going to relabel this LoRa port. Now, this is actually a fairly important thing. As you can see, this thing is labeled LoRa here. Let's see, did I get that right? Yep, that guy. And we're going to relabel that. I think it's GNSS is what the sticker says. So it's a little bit of cutting with the scissors and sticking things on and making it look right, but it can be confusing. All you're doing is relabeling the port, because remember, now that port is connected to the new triple band PCIe, and yeah, that's how it works. So don't get too confused by that. You're just putting a sticker on a new thing. All right, cool. Well, where that did say LoRa, it now says GNSS Plus. Let's see if we can get it. Yep, look at that magic job. So that should be it. Let's see, what else the directions say. When you put the device back into operation, make sure the antenna cable goes to the GNSS Plus, which is this new one that we put in. I think you can see that on camera, but just in case you're like me and you like to double check everything, it will go into this guy. Whoop, right there. So yeah, that's it. That's the magic. I think you're all set. Rock and roll.